Good evening, Grace Point, and Merry Christmas to you. My name is Cassandra DeWitt, and I'm the Children's Director, and I am excited to read you a very special story to help us all celebrate Christmas Eve together. This story is called The Christmas Promise. A long, long time ago, so long that it's hard to imagine, God promised a new king. He wasn't any ordinary king like the ones we see on TV or in books. He would be different. He would be a new king, a rescuing king, a forever king. And do you know what? One precious night, God kept his Christmas promise. And would you like to know how we did it? I would. Here we go. The Christmas story starts with an angel. He came from God to see Mary. The angel had a special message. Mary, you're going to have a baby. He will be a special baby. God's promise that your baby is going to be king, not just for a little time, but forever and ever. He will be the forever king. Mary was going to marry Joseph, so God sent another angel. Whoosh. He came to see Joseph. The angel had a special message. Mary is going to have a very special baby, the angel said to Joseph. Her baby is going to be king, and he will rescue his people. He will be a rescuing king. God had promised that his new king would be born in a little city called Bethlehem, and that's where Mary and Joseph went. But Bethlehem was very busy with lots and lots and lots of people. So when the baby was born, he had to sleep in a manger instead of a bed. All the other mangers in Bethlehem had food for hungry animals to munch, but this manger held a tiny baby, and he was God's special new king. The shepherds in the fields had such a surprise. It had been quiet and dark, and the sheep were snoozing when whoosh, an angel popped into the sky. Now the sky was bright, and the shepherds were so scared, but the angel had a special message for them. Don't be afraid. I have wonderful good news for you, the angel said. God's chosen king has been born tonight. He's going to rescue his people just as God promised, and he will be the rescuing king. Then lots and lots of other excited angels joined in to celebrate. The shepherds were really excited. They went rushing to see the new king, and there he was, lying in the manger, just as the angel had said. But they weren't the only ones who had heard the good news about the promised new king. Some wise men who lived far, far away had also been sent a message. It was quiet and dark, and they were watching the stars when whoosh, a new star popped into the sky. The star had a special message. The wise men knew what it meant. And the very special king had been born, the king for all of God's people. This child was the promised new king. The wise men were so excited that they went on a really long, long journey to see that new king. And there he was, just as the star had shown them. Everything God promised came true. There are lots and lots of different kings in the world, but God sent the greatest king of all. He sent a new king, a rescuing king, and a forever king. And do you know what that king's name is? His name is Jesus. Wow, that just is such a beautiful story and a true story about how Jesus came to be born in Bethlehem to Mary and Joseph, and how he was born God's special son and king for us, a forever king. I'm so glad I got to read it to you tonight. I'm so glad that we're celebrating Christmas Eve together. And I hope that you will be able to have a new joy, recognizing that Jesus came to be a new rescuing king and to pour his love out to you and to your families. And I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas.